this morning, New York Giant fans got their wish. After yet another fourth quarter defensive collapse, you guys have gotten some more blood that you were looking for. Shane Bowen will now be a footnote in the decrepit run of bad football we've seen the last few years. He is the former Giants defensive coordinator.
Yeah, look, this was inevitable. Obviously, he wasn't keeping his job past this season. It was just a matter of whether or not he would make it through this season. And John Schmelk and I talked about this on the post game after the disaster of a finish, fourth quarter and overtime, particularly overtime. We had one play you had to defend, and he goes 69 yards for a touchdown. So from Jahmyr Gibbs, you knew it was inevitable that he was getting fired. Our question was, who's replacing him?
Right.
Who's available? And Charlie Bullen who was the linebackers coach, who I'm sure most people are not familiar with. Prior to this year, he was in college at Illinois as an outside linebacker coach. Prior to that, he was assistant linebacker coach in Arizona. And so this is new for him. Let's put it that way. He's young. But the challenge and the real issue is, how do you do something different, right? What the Giants have done for the last, 8 weeks has felt eerily the same. You would play tight in some of these games, and then you just have no faith, no matter how well they play earlier on in the game, that this Giant defense can make stops when it matters. And something had to give, and it was obviously Shane Bowen losing his job. With that being said, we also talked about how Shane Bowen also has a hand tied behind his back. The second and third levels of this Giants team are not very good, and they're playing with second and sometimes third stringers. I mean, Nick Jones is out there. It's like it's some of these kids, I don't even know their name. I don't know who they are. Yet they're having to play in meaningful minutes and meaningful moments in games, and they're just not productive enough. I mean, Swayze Bozeman, who was brought in as a special teams guy, actually played okay, is forced in at linebacker. But ultimately, it's about accountability, and they just were not good enough this year.
What's crazy is that, and I'm not trying to tell you they're any good because they're 2-10 and you are what your record says you are, but when you lose week after week after week with fourth quarter leads, sometimes with double-digit leads, one play would have made a difference. One little thing would have made a difference. And so instead of us talking about 2-10 and the head coach being fired and the DC being fired and this being a season in which the Giants could pick number one overall, they very easily could just be 5-7, which at least is a level of respectability. Right. And what boggles my mind every week is against good teams. Look at the last 3 weeks against Chicago, currently a playoff team, Green Bay, currently a playoff team, Detroit, currently a playoff team. They could have, in fact, I'll change the word from could have to should have won every one of those games.
That's right. And then you go back. Philly beat their butt the second time around, but Denver, they should have won that game. New Orleans, they should have won that game. Like this is a season of what ifs, and it's odd, and it feels odd because outwardly what we're saying is the Giants stink. The Giants suck, man. They're terrible. They've got a horrible record. They're 2-10 right now. Why we even care about them? That'd be the Tennessee Titans. But this is not the Tennessee Titans. They're in every game, the Giants, and they easily could be a good team. But the margin of winning and losing in the NFL is so tight, and this team doesn't know how to win. Sometimes it's somebody making a play. Sometimes it's situational decision-making. A lot of times it's been the defense just not holding up. But, I mean, I don't know what to feel about this team because I feel disgusted because they're 2-10. But at the same time, I know they could have won half of those games.
No, I agree. It's a very weird, conflicted feeling. Yes. I think at the end of the day, I lean towards they're 2-10 and they suck.
Yeah, of course.
But when you watch them every week, and I say this as an IFO, and you see how easily they could have won any one of these games. I'm like, well, wait a second.
They could have won the Dallas game.
Of course.
Think about this.
Of course. That's the thing that's mind-boggling. And the other thought I had this morning, and I'm glad Mike Kafka was asked about it, was a question that every Giant fan had, which is, why now? You took this job weeks ago. Why did it take you until there was another epic embarrassment for you to finally say, hey, screw it, I'm going to make the move now? So, Coach Kafka, I ask you, why now? Why did you wait so long?
I just had an opportunity to watch the tape, look back at a few weeks, watch a lot of the defense, watch a lot of what was kind of going on, the communication, and just felt like this was the right time to do it. You know, when I got the job, you know, quickly, I didn't want to make a lot of rash decisions and jump to anything really quick. I wanted to have some time to sit back, evaluate it, look at it, and kind of figure out what the best thing to do was. So, you know, wanted to be you know, calculated in how I handled it, and you know, I thought that today was the right time.
You agree with that assessment that he
I
needed
guess so.
time to kind of like get his job, get his feet wet, analyze the tape?
Yeah, I think so. Look, ultimately, if he fires everybody that deserved to be fired the day he took over for Dabes, then he's now micromanaging everything, not just the offense, which he's still calling the plays, but he's also now looking over the defense and trying to make sure that whoever he sticks in as interim knows what he's doing and is on par. I mean, so it's a no-win situation for him because you need some continuity, especially on the side of the ball that you're not super familiar with, but you also have to have accountability on that side of the ball, and it looks like it just wasn't there.
There was one thought I had, and I think it's the big kind of question coming out of yesterday's game, and that was his decision to go for it on 4th and goal from the 6-yard line.
No problem.
You had no problem.
None.
I'm going to walk you through Evan logic, and you tell me if I was thinking about this the right way. You have a 3-point lead with about 3 minutes to go.
Yep.
I agree with you and everyone else that would have assumed if I kick the field goal, the Lions are simply going to march down the field and we're going to lose by a point.
Yeah.
They'll score a touchdown
Right.
and we'll lose anyway.
And then you're being asked, why didn't you go for it?
So I agree with you. On 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line, my brain said, I'm in 4-down territory. I got 2 cracks to get 3 yards. Once the 3rd down play is a 3-yard loss and it's blown up, and now it's back to the 6-yard line, I got to be honest with you, Tiki, my attitude changed. Because now my attitude was, I'm probably not scoring. I'm probably not. So let me just...
That's just letting negativity creep in.
Is it negativity or is it stats? The odds of you scoring on a 4th down from the 3 are very different than your odds of scoring on a 4th down from the 6.
Yeah, I guess, I mean,
being honest.
technically you're right, but also, like, I hated the sequencing of the play calling because if you're going to throw the ball, throw it on 1st down. Everybody knows you're running on 1st down. So throw it on 1st down if you want to get a pass play to try to score it. That's when it would have been shocking. You knew that they were running the ball on 1st down, and Tyrone Tracy picks up a couple of yards. It's a positive play. It's all good. I hated the 2nd down play. So if you're on the 2-yard line, just run it again. And on 3rd down, run it again.
I agree.
And on 4th down, maybe run it again or just do it. That's when you throw the ball.
Yeah.
So either throw it on 1st down or throw it on 4th. I didn't love the sequencing of the play calling. But I also can't criticize Mike Kafka because for the first time in forever, we score in the red zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, the offense for the most part looked good. I mean, he's calling trick plays in which Gunnar Olszewski is throwing a touchdown pass to Jameis Winston.
Right.
Like, that part was awesome. I just, at that later stage, in fact, can I tell you what I tweeted at the time?
Go ahead.
So you can hear me in real time. Why did the New York Football Giants not kick that field goal? Who would have done such a thing? It was crazy. I got to watch the end of the game, and I thought, when they went for the touchdown instead of the 3, that's weird. Actually, that wasn't me. That was President Donald Trump. But close enough.
Well, here's what also happened. By going for the touchdown and not getting it, it made the Lions less aggressive. Like, they weren't trying to play with urgency and push the ball down the field and play hurry up and try to score the touchdown. They knew that they had a fallback, which was just to kick a field goal.
Exactly.
And so by going for it, you also created a chance to win in overtime, if that makes sense.
You did.
And so it's not Mike Kafka's fault that on 1st down, Jahmyr Gibbs goes 69 yards for a touchdown, essentially untouched.
Not nice.
And now you got to grind your offense back in to trying to score. And by the way, they did a pretty good job of moving the ball, and it felt unurgent. Meaning it felt like they were in the middle of the 2nd quarter trying to go on a scoring drive.
Because they knew if we scored, this is the part that I was looking forward to. If the Giants scored the touchdown in overtime, they were going for 2 to win the game.
No doubt about it.
There was no doubt in anybody's mind because if you kick the extra point, you're either ensuring yourself a tie,
yes,
or the Lions are just going to come out, kick a field goal, and you're going to lose.
Right.
So I was hoping that it would come down to that, and they did take their time, and then obviously they came up empty. I mean, Jameis Winston took that sack from Aiden Hutchinson, and there was your ball game, and the Giants found yet a new way. I couldn't even say new way. It's the same way. That's probably the crazy part about it.
I don't know. I mean, a 69-yard jaunt by Jahmyr Gibbs, who went 219 and 2 touchdowns, including a receiving touchdown as well, so 3 touchdowns. That's not traditionally how they've lost.
That little aspect is new, but the blowing the game in the fourth quarter and finding a way to lose like they've done every single week. I'm telling you, this reminds me of Beningo. You could change the coach. You could change the quarterback. We'll see by changing the defensive coordinator. It's the same freaking result every single week.
Yeah.
They're good enough to have a lead. They're good enough to make you think they're going to win this game, and then they find a way to lose.
True. But do I blame them fully with Swayze Bozeman and Corey Black playing on the second and third levels? No, not really.